Good morning, everyone. We're going to be starting up our service this morning by singing Spirit of Life, which is hymn number 123 in the Gray Hymnals. The lyrics will also be up here. We'll be singing it first in English, second in Spanish, and then back to English again.
Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, and compassion is expected. Come into this place. Together we make it a holy place. Today we are gathered on the unceded ancestral lands of the Duwamish people, people who are still here, carrying forward cultural practices and wisdom that have stewarded this land and surrounding waters for generations. As we feel ourselves firmly grounded on the land beneath us, let us remember that we did not arrive here by chance, but as the beneficiary of laws that displaced the Duwamish from their homes, banned them from gathering food, and strove to erase their language and culture. In addition to the harm of the stolen land of indigenous peoples, we acknowledge the stolen bodies of Africans captured and sailed to foreign shores, and the stolen labor of Black, indigenous, and other people of color. In this acknowledgement, let us have the courage to consider our role in the repair of this legacy of violence and erasure. Whoever you are, wherever you have come from, whatever the color of your skin, whoever and however you love, however your body moves and your brain works, however you identify, you are welcome in this faith community. Our Unitarian Universalist tradition has no test of faith, no creed or oath to swear. We have instead the promises we make to one another, commitments we make to heal a hurting world within and beyond our walls.
So now, in honor of our Unitarian Universalist heritage, we will take a moment to light our chalice. Jim, would you please come forward? Our chalice lighting words this Sunday come from Joanne Giannino. We light this chalice in honor of life's sacred dance of living and dying. May its flame remind us of those who have passed to us fragments of holiness. May it remind us that we too are participants in this dance. And so, now that our chalice is lit, please join me in speaking the words of our congregation's affirmation, which will be up on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus we do covenant with one another.
Welcome to the Westside Unitarian Universalist Congregation. I'm Rick Taylor, a member of the worship team, and it's a great joy to be gathering with you for this service. If you're with us for the first time, or the first time in a while, welcome. We're so glad that you're here to share in this time, to make some space in your life, to attend to your heart and to your spirit, to come together in community. Please visit our website, which you can do by scanning the QR code on the cards in the pews, where you can fill out a welcome form so we can get to know you a bit better and send you our weekly electronic newsletter, The Westside Week. It's good to see familiar and new faces today. Let's take a few moments to greet our neighbors around us. As always, it's great to see such enthusiastic greetings. We hope you will continue these conversations after our service downstairs during our coffee hour. Each week, congregants who agree to light our chalice are given a chance to respond to a question. This is a chance for us to get to know them better and to invite more voices into our chancel. Jim Schlau has been asked, what does being UU mean to you during this season of your life? Jim?
I seem to remember that as a boy, I had a sense that there was a way that the world was supposed to be. Not so much as a God-ordained directive, but just as a natural occurring reality. With just a little more effort and some good fortune, humankind would be able to overcome those failures that interfered with our intended destiny. That presumption did not last long. Exposure to history, anthropology, sociology, and the physical sciences opened a whole new set of options. I came to see humankind as a newly hatched experiment in evolution's relentless and seemingly pointless journey into the future. But still, I was faced with the same dilemma as my ancestors of thousands of years. What is the meaning of our existence? Do we have a purpose? How should we live? Their questions were often satisfied by priestly structures that developed to capitalize on those needs. Having rejected the supernatural, where was I to turn for answers? As it turns out, I am not alone. Many courageous souls, such as our UU forebears, have chartered paths that acknowledge these complexities. I am not proposing that Unitarian Universalism is the perfect prescription for humankind, but it allows me to be both objectively critical and overcome with wonder. We are without a creed, but we do have our principles. I appreciate the opportunity to interact with others who share this tradition as we struggle together to make sense of this world and seek to define our place in it.
Thank you, Jim. So our next hymn is I would invite you all to rise in body or spirit as we sing our next hymn, which is We Are, which is hymn number 1051 in the Teal hymnals, if you're interested in following along. This is written by Issei M. Barnwell, and I had the pleasure of actually attending a workshop with Issei a number of years ago, and we sang this song among many others, just a beautiful soul, beautiful workshop leader, and still does that kind of work.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's leanings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the
Thank you, Scott Farrell and the West Side Chorale.
And so this is a special service, and the time for all ages is not done yet. We are going to be adding to this altar here. Does anyone here know what an altar is, or have you seen one before? Yeah, Cleo and Annika? Yeah. Yeah, it's a place you can put things to remember other people. Oh, yeah. It's in Spanish, an altar is called an ofrenda, and this is a special type of altar for the Day of the Dead. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything? Cleo? Dia de los Muertos. Yes, that's exactly it. That's a really important tradition in some cultures, and it happens around this time of year. Yeah, and so we are going to be building this altar from our community, and you'll see it already has a few things on it. I'll point them out. It has this water from an ingathering service that we gathered as a community. This is our memorial candle that we light anytime someone in our community passes away in a service. And it has these stones that we've gathered that we share our joys and sorrows with. And so we'll be adding to it with some personal items that people brought. Maybe you brought something out in the crowd, and so in a moment, I'll ask those of you seated down here to help go back and collect these items and bring them forward, and so people will be able to raise their hand. And I want you to know that these are really special items. It helps them remember something that is really special to a person that they love, and so I encourage you to collect these items with a lot of care. You may want to hold it and just look at it after they give it to you, and then come and put it. And you'll want to think about where on this altar might it be really beautiful. You might want to face an item forward so that people can see it. So think about that. It's a practice of love and care. And I'm wondering if anyone wants to help practice placing an item on the altar. Can I get a volunteer? Okay, Annika, come on. So this is a photo of my friend Laura. Isn't she really beautiful? Yeah, so I love getting to remember her and put her on my altar. Would you help me do that? Thank you. Yeah, and so now we can all go forward and collect the items. If you brought something, will you please raise your hand? I'm seeing a few back there, so if we could all get up and go help. There's a few people who have raised their hand. And if you didn't bring something, maybe you didn't get the announcement, and maybe you want to take some time to build an altar in your home later. Okay, I'm seeing a few more people in the back. Okay, is there anyone back here who has something that hasn't been picked up yet? Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. We're just getting the last of these items. And yeah, thank you for building this. We'll get to appreciate it during the rest of our service. And make sure to come and get your items at the end of it. Okay. And now we can sing our children out to their lessons.
Spark of your precious love, we hold
In a moment, we will engage in our offering, a collective act of generosity when we take time to actively support Westside UU congregation and its many ministries with our gifts by text, check, or cash. Each month, we choose a community organization to share 1/3 of our undesignated offering gifts, that is, those donations not designated as your pledge contributions. For the month of November, our community giving recipient is Northwest Harvest. Northwest Harvest is a nonprofit organization supporting food banks in Washington State. Headquartered in Seattle, Northwest Harvest distributes food to a network of more than 370 food banks, meal programs, and high-need schools throughout our state. Because we now worship in the sanctuary just 2 times per month, there are fewer Sunday opportunities to extend our generosity to our community partners. Please consider increasing your contribution in each service so that we can continue to support the work of these worthy organizations. You can give by text by sending a message with the $sign and the amount you want to give to the number on the screen. For folks here in the sanctuary who prefer to share your gifts by cash or check, the greeters will move among us shortly. If you'd like your gift to be recorded as coming from you, please use one of the envelopes in the pews. And now please enjoy this gift of music, To My Old Brown Earth by Pete Seeger.
Before we start this song, I wanted to bring attention to a particular line in the song that was written in 1964 by Pete Seeger. And the line is, I do charge you not to cry. So this is a certain time period, right? It was a certain time period, and it was particularly men in the culture. We're really encouraged to, you gotta brave it all. And fortunately, over the years, we've gotten to a place where we're giving more and more permission to people in many families, in most families, I hope, to express our feelings freely and to feel free to cry at grief. So we are not charging you not to cry. And this is a very beautiful, beautiful song. And if you feel like crying in the middle of it, especially the men, please do. Thank you very much.
And to my old blue sky.
which we so gratefully receive and will go to support our community partners. During each of our services, we take a moment for collective space for holding the joys and sorrows of this community. As a reminder, if you would like a joy or sorrow shared in a service or in our newsletter, or you just want us to know about it, you can find a form to submit that on our website. We can continue this time of quiet contemplation, meditation, prayer. I invite you as much as possible to ground down into your body and feel the support of the earth beneath you. Feel it hold you. And I invite you to connect with your breath. There are many ways to connect with your breath. You may focus on the way your belly rises and falls, or the temperature of the air in your nostrils changing as you breathe in and out. Or you can imagine the air that moves down within you, grounding you further, and then it comes up and out again, connecting you with a larger whole. The breath is our spirit. It is always moving, stirring inside of us, sustaining us. In the book of Genesis, the Hebrew word for spirit and breath are the same, ruach. It is the wind moving through the formless void before the light of creation. It is the breath that animated the first humans. Connecting to our breath connects us to our aliveness, to that which is arising and passing away in each moment. As we remember our beloved friends, family, animal companions this morning, let your breath be an anchor, rooting you. As you breathe right now, think of those who have gone before us and all the many breaths that they took. They indeed were alive. Their lives were real and touched ours. This is no small thing. They touched us in ways as big as love with a capital L, and in ways as subtle as quiet breathing. Let us sit for a moment more with this, the memory, the spirit alive within us, always moving through each breath. Thank you. Let us now continue this meditation in the form of song.
There is a love
This is us. There are as many human histories within every one of us as cells in our bodies. We are essentially plural, the utterly implausible product of countless generations that all unknowingly conspired to create me. Thanks, everybody. This is us, all the lives that have touched ours, the ones that have left the world that we take inside. We are daguerreotypes and echoes, the newest leaves sprung from ancient roots. We are the living embodiment of the love we have given and received, and the sorrow we've felt. Come back, all you who have left us. Just once more, come back. My first acting coach, out and proud Greek woman. She loved me and she set me on the path to teaching. Come back, my baseball heroes. Come back, my students who left before their teacher, without his permission, I might add. Come back. This is us, every writer for whom I acted as ventriloquist, class after class, every poet, every playwright, monarchs and chimney sweeps, all inside. This is us, each one of us a cosmos, Walt Whitman tells us. To all those who made us and left us but never alone, we honor you. We summon the many worlds we hold inside of us, call them back so that we can feel their presence once again. Give us the gift of their love and experience. Let them live in us.
Thanks. And thanks to everyone here for, being here for this service. It's a bit hard and heavy, and I'm glad we can care for each other in this way and, whatever grief we're holding. This has been a big weekend for that, as many of you were here yesterday at Larry Jones's memorial. So just this community has held such beautiful space for mourning and loss, and I'm grateful to be here. And I hope you all know what you need to take care of yourselves, and I hope you pay some attention to your heart as you go from here and see if there's anything, a little extra love that you need. In the pagan tradition, which has been a great teacher for me, we have recently passed through Samhain, also known as All Hallows Eve. This has served as a New Year tradition in many communities. It is a time when we see visibly that nature is dying back and entering dormancy as we await the return of the light. As such, it is a time when death feels more difficult to ignore and when we hope to have a sense of spirits drawing nearer. There are many traditions that honor this time. Annika and Cleo reminded us of Dia de los Muertos, which is also around the same time, and it's also connected to the Catholic All Souls Day, All Saints Day. And so I think that there is a real wisdom in these traditions that humans have this instinct to return again year after year to our beloved dead, to never let them get so far from us. It helps us remember that we live amidst a great cycle filled with mystery, defined by impermanence. We cannot forget that we and all those we love will one day leave these bodies. And others have made that great journey before us, and we can call out to them. It is a difficult thing to face directly and honestly because it is terrifying and wrapped up with a lot of loss. But as humans and community, we can come together and celebrate when lives have been well lived. We can forge enduring connections with those that we lost that will get us through our grief and loneliness. And we can work to make meaning out of loss when it's more complicated than just loss and loss of a loved one, that we have complicated relationships, and that's part of death as well. This is one of the reasons we join spiritual communities, right? It helps us to find people with whom we can work to make that meaning out of the mystery, to find companionship for our days of mourning, and ultimately to know that when we are gone, there will be people who knew us, who can help celebrate and remember us. And we got to do that yesterday, and it is such a gift. Because we spent a good deal of our time this morning in music and ritual, I don't have a lot to say here. I do need a sip of water. Really, there is not much that I could say that could further soothe aches of loss that we might be feeling, or further illuminate your own relationship to mortality. I think that each of us has a lot of strength in us to do that work, and you don't need a leader for it. You have that within you. So I want to invite you in the days ahead to lovingly and gently return to this contemplative space. I invite you, as you're able, to get in touch with the fleetingness of life and its preciousness. In my preparation to become a minister, I got to do this through working as a chaplain intern at Legacy Emmanuel Hospital in Portland. It's one of the 3 level 1 trauma centers in the Pacific Northwest, with Seattle Harborview as well. This work impacted me really deeply, and in fact, I'm going to be going back to serve part-time in the spring, another term, to get more learning from that place and serve my community. So I'll be doing that on the weeks when I'm not here in Seattle. And I want you to trust me that work in a hospital setting, ministry work in a hospital setting, is really, really hard. Any of you who have spent time in or around medicine, nursing, probably know what I'm talking about. In the hospital, you come face to face with the ways that our healthcare system is broken, the ways that people are hurt by it. In it, I've had to work with people across major language and cultural barriers with varying degrees of success just trying to connect. And I've had to witness not only death, but really violent, horrible forms of death, and far, far too soon. And it's hard, but I'm going back because it's a way to serve that helps me connect with my humanity and the humanity of others. In a hospital room, facing death or the possibility of death, people become hungry for connection, for meaning-making. People are so, so alive in those moments, and it is beautiful. Social norms fall away, to-do lists and schedules and grudges as well. People are ready to do this deepest spiritual work of their lives when they are facing the end of it, or in the process of losing a loved one. And so it is a privilege to companion people in this work, and reminds me what strength we are all capable of. The patients and families of those patients did not ask to have these really horrible experiences, sometimes the worst days of their lives. They did not ask to have their worlds altered forever, but they are brave enough to face it and to see that horrible moment through to the other side because there is no other choice. And this is true for all of us. In this room, my guess is that we have a huge diversity in the way that each of us relates to death in this season. Our loved ones may or may not be all well and safe and together. Our bodies may be in different states of sturdiness. We may be living with different amounts of fear of violence as we go about our daily lives. However you are relating to death in these days, I hope you can tap into your deep strength that I believe you have. Each human has it. This is the strength that helps us to make it through our worst days, and the strength to feel all the depth of pain and joy of this human experience. It's a strength to let ourselves fall apart, because sometimes we need to fall apart, and to trust that a greater love will hold us still. And please don't forget your ancestors who have made this journey before you. And I just apologize, this is a heavy topic, and I'm not trying to be morbid or nihilistic, but I want to call us into deeper relationship with our bodies, deeper into this life. So in closing, I want to offer a bit of a brighter poem. It's by the 8th century Chinese poet Tu Fu. I found it in a magazine here in the church office and added it to a collage that I keep in town here. It's a little memento mori, if you will, and it urges me to be greedy with the joy that I am given in this life, and I hope you feel that same urging. It is titled New Year's Eve. The poet writes, "Songs over pepper wine have ended. Friends jubilant among friends, we start a stable racket of horses. Wind lamps blaze, scattering forest crows. At daybreak, I pass the 40th year in this flight toward dusklight. Who can change it? Who can slow this dazzling drunk in the wings of life we all live?" Thank you all for listening.
So I'll take a nice deep breath. Nice. Okay. So I invite you all to rise in body or spirit as we sing our sending hymn, which is the Fire of Commitment, hymn number 1028 in your teal hymnals. And the first line of this, I think, is, I'm just going to read it for you. "From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear." Thank you.
From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits
We'd like to thank Scott Farrell and the West Side Chorale and John Hanson, Reverend Carter Smith, Jim Schlau for being our chalice lighter, Nate and Henry and our tech volunteers. Thanks to Beth for our beautiful flowers. As always, it is a pleasure and a blessing to do this sacred work together.
Sorry about that. Our closing words this morning are a blessing by Reverend Natalie Finnemore. We offer blessings for life and the end of life, blessings for the dying, blessings for the caregiver, holding love, carrying burden. Blessed is the body, blessed is youth claimed by death, blessed is elder claimed by death. Blessed is all creation moving toward one ending in order to begin again. Let us bless the wake, the gathering, the gathered, the Shiva, the food brought and cooked and delivered, whether eaten or not. Bless the toasts, bless the drinks crashing down throats, the drinks shared with the ground in remembered friendship. Blessed are the stories told with tears and with loud, loud laughter. Blessed is the hair cut short or the hair grown long in mourning. Blessed is the black for mourning. Blessed is the white for mourning. Blessed is the body wrapped for grieving. Blessed is the showing of pain. Blessed is the celebration of life. Bless the ashes, bless the dust, bless the grave digger, bless the dirt and the feel of it in the hands. Bless the stones on the grave, the flowers, the monument, the inscription, the naming of the dead. Blessed are the memories. Bless those who feel, who hurt, who hate, with anger, with sorrow, fear, confusion, compassion, and love. Blessings to the ways we know death. May all be blessed. May all be held. And may we all be blessed on life's journey. Amen. And so now I'll invite Jim to come forward to release our flame. And as he does so, may you go into this week blessed and blessing the world. We hold you in our love as you go.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing our fivefold amen.